Good evening, friends. This is Dr. Rao. I just felt like chatting with the friends that are around, if they're available. Um, so, how is it going towards the new year? Everybody must be getting up for the new year and must be planning a lot of celebrations. So, I thought I would chat with everybody and see how they are going. Last year, I remember I did a series of what is called resolutions. Each letter represents something there. So if interested, you can go back and look at my talk. Uh, every day we did one letter for a series of this, right? But this time I'm just attending to some rooms. I was talking about a couple of things all the time because they're asking me questions related to that. One is about the loneliness, how to tackle it in the holiday time. That's a very common topic, right? And also how we can deal with the grief reaction. That's what they were telling me about. So I was able to say some from my experience because both these things I had to deal with a number of years now with my patients. So people were feeling estranged from their family, or family is not good to them, or whatever the family dynamics were, that kind of thing. So I was always telling them, celebrate whatever occasion you can get, a birthday, a wedding, or graduation, whatever the occasion comes. Uh, I must say, even though I'm a busy doctor, I never missed any of my kids' birthdays or my anniversary day with my wife. Or so probably fortunate. But also made an effort to make it a point. And also we did many vacations, many of them, you know, just drive around to Chicago or fly to Florida, fly to New York for 3 days, 4 days, like that. That always revamps people too. See, if not me, my family needs a lot of relaxation too, right? And then we were talking about that these things at the Christmas parties, because I don't know what it is, but people come to me and tell me all their um, anguish or all their holiday stress or whatever. So that has not gone down, though. If you can look at it, it is more like the tension, the anxiety, the feeling of cut off from everybody, that has really grown. So I always talk about turning inward, right? So that means looking at who you are. And for that, you need some aloneness, not loneliness, aloneness, where you are by yourself, left to your investigation. I call it self inquiry, right? Turning the thoughts inward and finding out who we are. That kind of makes much better, uh, um, spending time with yourself and finding out yourself. So that's a good one to reflect on things, put things in perspective, and also really define where you are going, what is the meaning of your life, what's the purpose of life, that kind of thing, right? So when you turn inward alone, then you don't have that feeling of cut off, like a loneliness is where you cut off from everybody. But in here, you will find this is a common thing between all of us. That is, we are all in one energy. If you can touch that by turning inward, then your loneliness is gone and you are much better off by being alone, right? So that's what I always talk about. The second thing was about grief. You know, a lot of people, especially this last couple of years with the COVID, they had somebody died that they know are very close to them, and sometimes the way they died was also very sudden or really didn't expect it to happen, but it happened, right? So they were really grief, and some people didn't have the chance to say goodbye to the dear ones, right? That is very commonly happened. So I brought in the experience I had in 80s and 90s and 2000s about this kind of uh, um, grief stricken by people, because I was in geriatrics in 1983 to 85. So that's when we really have to um, uh, pose the question of what are the end of life issues. How does death is handled in different cultures? And you can see that different cultures handle this differently. And what I found in United States was most of the death was done in away from home, not at home. They die in nursing home or somewhere, or hospital, right? Very few people go home and stay there and die. And most of the see death in their own home. You know, that's something that was there. So people are do not really reflect on what is dying and all of that. They think that's a moribund, that's like a very mortal issue and all that. But it's not so, because if you understand birth and death are natural process of a human, and you can really prepare yourself at somewhat for the ending of suppose somebody is very old and then very they're really waiting for the death, that's some take it. But then somebody young unexpectedly had an accident or sudden illness and they die, then people who are surviving will have tremendous grief reaction. And this is like a squeezing your heart, like, right? But actually your brain affects too. So the grief reaction can leave a neurological reaction on the brain, which is not good. Okay, can memory go down, so many things, right? So I was always taking philosophical towards the uh, towards death. How it was perceived in Eastern cultures. They believe in a reincarnation. So lots of times that itself is a relieving factor for them. But other way also, whatever is born is going to die. But then they say body and mind are just your tools. You are really that energy, that conscious being that's not going to die. That gives them a lot of solace. It's a kind of gives a sense of permanence, that you are there even after the death, kind of thing. So that is, I mean, it depends upon how you view at it. If you don't believe in that, that's fine. I used a story which is written by an Italian. Is Leo Buscaglia. You know, he is a wonderful character. He wrote a book called Love also, but he wrote this small book on death, Freddie the Leaf. In that what happens is the Freddie, the name of the leaf, takes birth and then just comes up, and then he looks around and just the sunshine and just the wind, and then he poses a question to the bigger leaf next to him. So how is life, what's going on, and all that, right? And they begin to converse, they become friends. Then he asks him about a leaf falling down from the tree. What happened there? Why is he falling down? Then this other leaf tells Freddy, oh yeah, everybody goes through to like you. We take birth and then they become like me, a little elderly, and then later on I'll also become old and die. And that is what is happening to that old leaf, and it's going down. And this Freddy gets very perturbed and then very worried about all that. Then the other leaf says, "Don't worry. This leaf goes and lands in the on the soil and becomes the nidus or the root for the next life." So that is a very small book, illustrated well, and then it is easy for anybody to understand. You don't have to believe in any reincarnation or any of the stuff. Okay, but you can say, uh, yeah, there's a sense of life. Life always returns, right? The grass that goes down comes up. The trees that really, all the leaves are gone, and then it looks like very dry, and then it comes out too. So like that, life always returns. That kind of thing is very. And the other thing I tell the people who are suffering with this kind of reaction is, try to celebrate whatever the qualities, whatever the things that the person who passed away had in their life, right? And then by remembering them, by celebrating that, you will be kind of living them vicariously, kind of, you know. So you kind of remember them and celebrate them, especially close parents, grandparents, siblings, or wife and husband, all these things, right? Then you can celebrate what they represented, what they had done good things, and how can you sustain those things. Suppose a nobleman is there, and then he was very kind and compassionate to everybody, and you can take that quality and say, okay, I'm going to live these qualities, and then thereby I will remember my friend, but also can contribute to that way, right? That's a good way to remember people and really make your life better instead of getting despondent, sad, and really feeling missing your friend. You can miss, you can all those things will be there, but if you do the positive in his name, then you get the relief. That's what I mean. Okay. And I used to tell my brothers and sisters, when my mom was around, she was up to 88 when she died, you know. But she died natural death. She died happily and all that. But then when she was around, from 60 or 60 years to later on, I took care of her. And then I used to take her to movies, which she enjoyed quite a bit, you know. But rest of my boys and brothers and, uh, our sisters, they did not really took time to do that. And after she passed away, they really felt guilty that they were not, they were talking to her, coming to some occasions and all that. But personal effort about spending quality time with people, that makes all the difference, you know. So take care of them and talk to them and give some things to them and all that while they are aware and awake and are alive. You know, if you can do that, then when they pass away, you don't have to feel like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. You know, I see a lot of people do that. You know, but I always tell the family members whenever the grief counseling happens, where I have to counsel the family, I usually tell them, don't miss the occasion, miss the opportunity, make opportunity to meet these people and spend with them. And especially very old people, they look for somebody to visit them all the time, right? Uh, and there was a special way of aging in India for the older people. They tell them to really pursue what is called liberation, okay, nirvana. So there's a special way of process for that. And then when they do that, actually they age better and they feel better and they pass away better, you know. So that's a big topic anyway. So they said there are four ways of living. One is to live for the pleasure, other is to live for accumulations like money, properties, degrees and all that, but do them in a righteous way. That's the third way. And the fourth way is liberation from your own mind, your own conditioning, your own thoughts, and all that. So that is called moksha, they used to say. This is a big topic. And then people who are on the path of that and who are trying to do that in the later years, they are very sharp and they're very alert and oriented too. So that's something you may want to study about. If you know about it, you can come and discuss with me if you want to. So most likely, this kind of topics are pretty heavy duty stuff. A lot of people, but that's okay. So this holiday time, these things I'm dealing with, people with loneliness, people with grief, people with depression, people with a lot of difficulties with the travel as the snow happened and all that, right? So um, when that happened to me in the airports, I got stuck. I kind of used that to listen to my philosophical talks, or just do the walking yoga and walking meditation, and just seeing people and observe all of that. And also, one important thing is I take it as it comes. Okay, that is really, really helped me, because if you anticipate certain way, right? This person has to come at this hour, and I'm going to get on with it. And then if it doesn't, I saw people getting frustrated and then losing their cool and then getting angry and spoiling their own internal environment, right? So I kind of take it as it comes, and then whatever we can do, I will do it. But if it's beyond our hands and beyond the airport people's hands, we cannot do much. But then there's a lot of criticism going on Southwest right now, because they have not updated the equipment, they have not really retrained the employees. So many things they are pointing them out. So they have to take responsibility for that, probably. So these are the different things I have been coming across among the rooms, and then whenever they have a question, I try to answer to the best of my experience and my understanding of that. Okay, so I did not announce this room; it was spontaneously done. I did not ping anybody either. So maybe people do not know that I'm here, but a lot of times people come by chance too. But I wasn't planning to stay for a long period of time, and we'll see. Anybody shows up in a couple of minutes. If nobody shows up, probably we will leave. So. They must be, everybody must be busy too. So somebody's here. I'm going to invite them and see what it is. Hi.
Hello.
How
are you doing here?
No, I just wanted to chat. That's why I came. I was talking about different people there. So these people were asking me about loneliness, grief reaction, and all of that. So I thought, holiday time, let's talk some cheer or some solace for some people. How are you doing the holidays? Very well.
I'm doing good.
Good. Yeah, my son was here, so we had a ball the last 3-4 days. So we're having good time. He's going to leave tomorrow, but then Christmas was good. So where are you, IVS? Is it IVS, right? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, United Kingdom.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
England? London?
Yeah, in England.
Okay, very good.
Yeah. So you just touching random here.
Yeah. I come like that. Whenever I have the time, I just open up as people come and talk to me. Sometimes, I have a house.
I have no nothing to do.
I even just a chat. That's what I said. We get to know each other, and then something like that. That's also okay too. I usually talk pretty heavy subjects sometimes, but sometimes I just want to just chat with people, what's going on and all that. I'm a physician, I was, so And also, I'm into ancient wisdom. So people talk to me about yoga, stress, and burnout, and all that too. That's okay, but then it depends upon them. But I also come on different subjects if they want to. The other day we did nutrigenetics, how the genetics is influencing our nutrition, right? I talked about that. That was a good topic. Um, so a lot of people were there, and because it was announced topic, right? It was not like spontaneous like this. But sometimes I come and they ask me all sorts of questions, and we just talk and dialogue, and then that's good enough. What do you do, Ivis?
Me?
Mm.
I'm a personal navigator. I work for a charity base for
Okay,
disability people. Yeah.
wonderful, wonderful. Yeah. And in the religious spiritual circles in India, they talk about serving the disabled people is like serving the God. You know.
Do you believe in God?
Well, I'm telling you what they said. My God is there in everybody. I don't cater to something outside. Everybody has the divinity within. That's what I think about it all the time.
So what did you think about all the time?
Well, I think everybody life itself is divine. As a physician, I see people having a ball when they're alive, and then when they're gone, the spark is gone from them. From the eyes. That light when we're alive, that I think is something extraordinary. And then we don't have any hands over it. So. It's a more than belief. I wanted to know, find out, investigate. So I don't have any opinion of people who believes outside God, not or inside God. That's up to them. But for me, it's like you have to investigate what is this life force within us. Where did it come from? That kind of thing.
Like the history, the physical side of it.
Mm. No, not the physical, but the spontaneous life that comes into the cells, and then it proliferates, right? And then we are alive when we are alive, and then suddenly that goes away. We don't know what it is. When it come back, will it have another life? We don't know, right? That's the mystery about it. I call that life force as the God. Maybe.
Then depend on how you see the life.
Yeah. It depends.
And see what is your attachment to the life, because
yeah.
What if you come back? You come back to this Maya, to this dream.
Yeah.
You can recognize yourself again and over again. Recognize yourself.
You said a word, Maya. This is the ancient wisdom I studied, and what they were claiming. Yeah.
Because none of us is conscious, are we?
Yeah.
Only consciousness is conscious, right?
Yes. Awareness is awareness of itself. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So none of us is conscious. The animal is not conscious. The bat is not conscious. My auntie is not conscious. None of us is conscious. Exactly. It's the practice of the recognition of the essence we have, we share.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, the force that is there. Yeah, exactly. You know what? It is really important for me, because I always say that at the being level, we are all one. We have different bodies, different minds, different a lot of things, right? But at the being level, human being, right? Being. So that's where we are all in the same energies, and then we're all the same. That Indian greeting, Namaste, that signifies that. That says IVS has the divinity in her, and I'm going to prostrate from my divinity to her divinity. That kind of thing. So that really helps. Somebody wants to come up to So that gives my edge to my patients. When I talk to them, I go to them before I go. I kind of do namaste in my heart, and then I go there. Then I only touch with their essential nature, essential of the what they are. You see, that really helps.
Hey, Kana.
Hello, Kana.
We have Kana with us.
Yeah. Hello, Kana. How are you? Maybe she has not unmuted her. So, I don't know. So, you are into this kind of philosophy, Iris?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Non-dualism.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Because I studied non-dualism with Ramana Maharshi and also with Vivekananda Samiti, that is there, Vivekananda also. So they really talk about oneness of all, and everybody has the divinity. That's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if oneness of all, we all share one conscious experience. All of us share those experiences, right? So meaning there is only one conscious agent that is consciousness itself.
Yeah. We call it awareness because as a human beings, we are aware, and the awareness of awareness, which you brought it out earlier, that's the truth, really, so.
Yeah.
How did you get to this? This is usually people say, "Oh, this is heavy stuff. We don't talk about it," but you brought it yourself.
I have experience.
Yeah, very good.
I have experience that make me look into it.
Wonderful. Yeah, that experiential thing is the correct thing. Not reading about it, not.
And then I dig into it, I look into science, learn everything.
Yeah, I think that's very true because consciousness is investigated by the scientists now, because I'm also a scientist originally, right? I'm an allopathic physician. Now they are coming closer to what the ancients in several cultures felt, that oneness of all, right? Physics already says we are only in one energy, even
it's a wave, right? They call it wave.
Yeah. They're saying there is a hard problem of consciousness is how is the matter getting life at the end is the hard problem of consciousness, because they can't prove that the consciousness is separate and not separate. Consciousness is really apart from the body and mind, and that is the real thing, and everything else is Maya, Midya. That kind of thing, so.
Yeah.
There's thousands of years of debate on this, as you know. There was in India and Nepal and other places, there's thousands of years of debate on this. So it has evolved like that. But then their scientific approach is through intuition. So they were pursuing something, a truth, but then their method is inward. So that's why a lot of modern scientists cannot understand, because they are only looking at everything objectively, outward. They want to find some object. But then this being or this consciousness we're talking about is subjective. That's why experience, that when you said that, I'm so delighted to hear that experience.
Because of that personal experience, and I begin into it, that I learned a lot the last 10 years, a lot.
Wonderful.
Philosophy, and physics, biology.
Yeah.
I invite a lot of hard science.
Yeah.
I have Donald Hoffman next month.
What it is this realizing your true self is very healthy to the body and mind.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. How did this experience happen to you?
I don't know. I wake up one day, I feel joy.
Yeah. Yeah.
The joy, I have this joy
Yes.
of connections, of
Yeah.
the sense of
Yes.
I'm everything.
Yes.
I am
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
There is no separation. And
That
I'm
is the
just
oneness we're
with-
talking about. Oneness of all. You experience. Yeah.
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 My personhood saluted. It's
Yes.
disappeared.
Exactly. Exactly. You say to be that,
Yeah.
you got to die who you are as a person. Yeah. Exactly.
Yes.
I'm so glad I met you because most of the time when I say, people say, oh, this is woo stuff or weird and all that, you know. But I live in the present moment awareness, and that is very joyful. And I always tell them, how are you? They call me, I say, I'm blissful. Then say, this guy is crazy. What is this account?
Yes. People tend to say that
Yes.
I don't talk much
Yeah.
because I have nothing to talk about.
Maybe we are meant to meet. That's why you came up to the room. I'm delighted to see somebody else saying the same thing, you know. And then that looks very bright, though, right? The rest of the world, and then beautiful and nourishing and joyful. And even the troubles, they don't look like troubles. They're occasions or opportunities to grow out of it and to be stronger, right?
Yeah.
So how do you go forward now? Now that you have the experience, you're enjoying it, how are you going to go about it?
I just go directly to it.
Yes. Yes.
Just directly to it.
Yeah.
I am, you know.
Yeah.
Mm.
Very good. So this is kind of valued in Indian society a few years ago. Even now, if somebody was going through it, they appreciate it. They kind of, you know, venerate him. They kind of, if it's genuine, really, he gets a lot of support. You know, so sometimes they give it gullibly, but then they may recognize later on this is all fake. They're not really like that. But then once you have, basically, these people who are self-realized are very loving, kind, compassionate, and really they don't want anything from you, you know. And so that really makes them special and very healing for a lot of people, you know.
Yes. The sense of just being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's the most difficult thing for a lot of people, because when I told them just be, what does it mean? They just be. They said, whatever you think you are, like all these degrees and everything.
I think it's the suffering, the pulling of God, pulling you back home.
Yeah.
That suffering, they're looking for happiness, the love and happiness.
Yeah.
The natures of consciousness, they're looking for that essence of that emotional feeling, the conceptualize.
Yeah. But you are the love. You are the happiness, though. Once you realize
yes, you are the love.
Yeah.
You are the happiness.
Yeah.
When you recognize yourself,
yes,
you have everything.
Yeah, that's exactly what yeah, that's exactly
unlimited consciousness.
Yeah. It's so clear, right? Once you realize that, it's so clear, everything else is clear too.
Yeah.
You can see your all your hang-ups, all your hang-ups about your thinking, your image. They all just can see clearly once you are in that essence, you know.
Yeah. That's why you don't see me talk much on Clubhouse. I don't really talk much.
I'm glad you talked to me, because I'm so happy that I found you. Because I was always talking this.
People are, because people are very boxed up in their head.
Yeah.
Boxed up.
It's difficult for them to perceive this, because they want to analyze it through their cognitive, analytical mind. But this is something you feel intuitively. But if you apply this cognitive mind like outside things, measurement, you cannot measure it. You got to feel it intuitively, So,
Yeah.
you see, I'm a physician, right? I take interest
You're a
in this.
proper doctor.
Yeah. What I take interest is how much suffering I see and how I can help them in different ways. Then they said, this Advaita philosopher, they said it kind of transcends extreme suffering and gives you very blissful feeling. And that is really true.
Yeah.
Really true. And then,
a state of being.
Yeah.
Have no content.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
You're just doing.
Yeah.
This being.
Yeah. You know what Buddha called is shunyata. That is empty, zero.
Hey, Nina, come out.
We'll invite her up there. Okay. Let me make you a moderator too.
She didn't want to talk with replays.
Yeah.
There you go. I'll play some music. But yeah, I need some help.
Why?
With the club deck.
Oh.
So that's what I'll be doing for the next 2 hours.
Well, are you in the house?
Yeah.
With you?
Only when you're finished here. I'm impressed that I'm playing the music and speaking. And it's playing into the room, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I see you soon then. Thank you. Hi, Dr. Ro.
Hi, Meena. How are you? Nina, right? Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. All right, I'll see you soon then.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cheers.
I'll come
Bye.
and join you.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Seem to be a friend of yours, Iris.
Yeah, I'll give you a follow. So I see you around. She need me to help her, so I'm gonna go and help her for a bit.
Okay.
It's really good meeting you.
Yeah,
Talk to
me
you.
too. Me too. Well, you never know. See, spontaneous rooms like this bring people like that. So I usually tend to the topic in lot of rooms, but then they say we don't understand what it is. They want me to show in their hand, but I tell them, no, I can show you. You have to feel it yourself, and they don't want to feel it usually. Yeah. Yeah, we will meet some other times too, Avis. No problem. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So I'm glad I met Avis. She's also into non-dualism and really identifying with herself, the bigger self in inner being, our essence of life. So I'm very happy to meet her, and then I'll be talking to you all pretty soon. Okay. Bye-bye.